All right, let's talk all things tourism now. Sibusiso Mkhwanazi is a tourism and travel writer. Sibusiso, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. I mean, right at the back of that story that's telling us that eThekwini is expecting quite a number of visitors as compared to the previous year. It is definitely good news.
It is most definitely good news, and a good evening to you and the people watching at home. It is so important for us to realize why the numbers are slowly increasing in terms of tourism. And one of the big reasons is safety. So before anyone goes on holiday, whether this is in South Africa or internationally, you want to know that your destination is safety. And fortunately, we are also doing as much as we can as South Africa when it comes to safety. The beaches have people that are patrolling. You have various hotspots that mean people are safer. For example, South African National Parks has made sure that Table Mountain is patrolled more, because over the last few months there have been muggings and all these terrible things happening to visitors and tourists. So what they did is to make sure that there's police presence and there are security guards 24/7, and especially now during this festive season. So I am not surprised that the numbers continue to go up in terms of tourism in South Africa.
And is the picture the same in other destinations, for example, when it comes to safety concerns and addressing those?
It is getting better. So they are called crime hotspots within the tourism industry. So you know that a lot of people go to Cape Town when it comes to the festive season. It's either going to be Cape Town, it's going to be Mpumalanga, the likes of the Kruger National Park, and of course, Durban beaches. Those are the ones that even the criminals, they tend to target. But I am so grateful that, as you were saying, before the insert, that it is all up to the Minister of Tourism and everyone else that is involved to make sure that people are feeling safe at these crime hotspots. And so far, it's proven to be quite good.
When it comes to visitors themselves, for example, who are going to different areas, as you say, they do get information, look at websites and all of that, but there are calls for them to enjoy the country responsibly. What would your advice be to someone who's looking to head into our shores to do this?
I would say start off by doing it financially responsibly, right? There are so many affordable destinations in South Africa. We don't have to go to all of these five-star destinations, five-star hotels. If all you can afford is to camp, go out there and do it responsibly. That's what you can afford. That's what your pocket says, So I would say look at your pocket and make sure that you can afford, number one. Number two, you must do what you love. And what I mean by this, there's so many things that we can do while on holiday. One of the trends that is going to be really big in 2025 are heritage tours. We don't all have to do the same thing on holiday. So if you are into heritage tours, if you are into food tours, you can do this. South Africa is a beautiful and huge country, and there are so many activities that we can all partake in when it comes to tourism. I was part of a panel a few weeks ago, and we also spoke about, it's called a brave-cation. So what that means is that people tend to be braver on holidays, and then they will do things like skydiving. I mean, you and I, on a random Tuesday, we don't just go out and say, listen, we're going to go skydiving. But because we've got the time, we have the resources, brave-cations are one of those things that people are really saying, I am going to get into it because I have the resources, I have the time, and because I'm on holiday, I am more relaxed. I'm going to try different things. And even on the food side of things, brave-cation is the same thing. We go out there and we say, I am going to have, for example, umkhodi for the first time. There are people that I know that don't really experiment when it comes to food, but because they're on holiday and it's the festive season, brave-cation, they go out there and they are so much braver. So I say, be responsible financially. And number two, go and enjoy things that you wouldn't normally do.
All right, I think that's a challenge for me. I'll try to go do things that I normally don't.
I'm going to hold you on to it. I'm going to hold you to it.
I'll try to go do things I normally don't do. But there's something else that I'm keen to hear your thoughts on. We often talk about international visitors, right? But do South Africans actually travel their country?
We do. but not enough of us. So there is this thought that leaving South Africa's borders is better than staying, and it's not as simple. First of all, we want South Africans to tour within South Africa, and then after that, we can then say, listen, I want to go overseas, or I want to go to the rest of Africa. So it's a bit of a 50-50, that's one. Do we want more South Africans to explore South Africa? Yes, we do. And we have so many various destinations. Like I said, if you are into food tours, there's something for you. If you are into wine tours, if you are into art, we have got it all within our own borders, So, yeah, we can do both. There's nothing wrong with going international, but if you can spend those rands here in South Africa, you are supporting so many people within the tourism space.
All right, as you say, I'm going to try something new. I will tell you when I've tried it and what does
I am definitely going to hold you to it. I am going to hold it. Brave-cations, among you.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this brave-cation you're talking about. Never heard of it. I've just heard of it for the first time tonight. So I'm going to take you up on that challenge. Let's try the brave-cation. I'll tell you how it goes. Thank you, Sibusiso.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. That was Sibusiso Mkhwanazi, who's a tourism and travel writer.